Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through for Kubera Season 2, Episodes 21, 22, and 23. Caution is 6 parts, so I'm going to do 3 parts in this video, 3 parts in the next video. So sorry, 3 chapters might be a little bit short, depends on how long they are. Kubera really kind of wildly varies. As always, I've been absolutely loving and adoring Kubera, so I'm excited to read, but something else that I'm going to do starting this video is I'm going to read the afterwards in the reactions. You're going to actually see my reaction to the afterwards, because I said recently, and it's something that I've had the opinion of for years, basically forever, that I was like, when reading Tower of God, because Tower of God has CU's blog posts, I was like, the best way to read the series, and you're missing out if you don't read the series this way, is to read the chapter, then the corresponding blog post, then the next chapter, then the blog post, at least through Season 1 and early Season 2. At least through there. That is kind of the way to read, in my opinion. And it felt kind of hypocritical of me, because I have been reading the afterwards when I go and take notes and make the reviews and everything, but it felt hypocritical of me to be like that with Tower of God, but then I'm like, not doing that with Kubera. So what I'm going to do from now on, I'm going to read the chapter here in the reaction, then read the afterward, then read the chapter, then read the afterward. So we're going to do that for Season 2 episodes 21, 22, and 23 here. So yeah, that's going to be the way things go for now, unless we get to a certain point like with Tower of God where they're just not really very relevant anymore. I don't know if that ever happens. But either way, let's start off with caution. We have, I need power. It doesn't matter if I lose my life on the way. There are many others who were ready to give up their own lives in order to make their wish come true. And what about you? What more can you give up other than your life? Anything and everything I've got. Everything? And we see a flash. Is this... Again, is this god Kubera? It looks like his silhouette, and we have the bracelet. Such words are not to be said lightly. And Asha wakes up. So, was this her and the slash is where she lost her arm? Or was this her friend that we saw in the one flashback? Maybe it could have been a mother figure or something? Because they had long hair. She grips onto her pillow, I'm assuming. Kubera. And now we're seeing the town. Or city, rather. Caution Part 1. Hey Asha, how long are you gonna sleep? Let's just find out the results quick and get all over with it. We have Ron. Damn, why'd you say yes to selling the bow from the start? It seemed to be something important to you as well. Since the bow was Asha's choice of taking out amongst the countless number of God-class items in Risha's house. She must have known how powerful the bow is, along with how to use it from the beginning. That can only mean... And then we see Yuta. Oh, Yuta, great timing, you... Hang on, how come you're coming from the way where Lisa's room is? There's no way she'd be awake this early. And then, you black-hearted one with the mask of a sheep, he's scribbling. I only went there to close her windows that were all open. The air's cold in the morning. Okay, but... Through which way did you enter her room from? The door should be locked. Did you climb over the window? And he flinches again. And then, that was dangerous. We call that criminal behavior in the human realm. Anyway, since Asha's asleep, you come with me first. The neutral bow. It's you who fired it, so you should know about it the best, right? I've got to find out whether the method I saw yesterday is the correct way of handling it, so can you teach it to me? He's silent. You can't? Asha, someone climbed up Lisa's window and he holds up the notebook. What is it that you want to know? Man, the art looks really, really good. And there's this weird, even compared to last chapter, there's just this, I guess maybe because of how we started, there's just this weird, sad, somber feeling to it. Tale. Last night's accident was found to be the impact from the neutral bow. There were no casualties since it was only a pillar collapsing far from a residential area. The English is not great this week. The neutral bow, but I thought nobody knew how to use it, no? That's right, but it looks like somebody accidentally found out how. Really, that doesn't sound good. It's extraordinarily powerful. It's so extraordinarily powerful that even we could feel it from this far. And Rish having that kind of powerful item is... What's good is that Rish has already sold the neutral bow. That's nice. I don't know who Rish sold it to, but I'm pleased to imagine Rish kicking herself regretting her sale. Hey, we're mostly done now, so let's go eat something. And Gandharva's still just lurking. Well, your skills weren't quite satisfying, but it's not like you weren't so bad that you delayed the others or anything. I told them to leave out seafood, so don't worry about it. He nods. Get some railings built here before the opening of the temple. Okay. We see Lake of Reflection, Beware of Fall. And we actually focus on the sign. It's only that people don't know how to use it, but once they get it, there's a potential for this item to gain more value than the Staff of Agni. Without silent magic to control fire, the staff can't be handled properly, but this one doesn't seem to require silent magic, since a Shura like you can also use it. He holds it out. So holding it in a similar position, or a similar posture, doesn't seem to work. Yeah, had it been that simple, there's no way someone should have not figured it out already. Yuta, do you have any idea of what I need to do more? Of course you wouldn't. You also used it for the first time last night. Then you should fire it again, so I can observe and analyze how to fire. He writes, No, I can't. I'm afraid I might cause another accident. Well, we had no idea about its attack range yesterday, but now we can watch out for that. Everything will be okay as long as we don't fire it up at the sky so it doesn't get close to the pillars. Just this time. Show me one more time. Is this too much to ask? Well, I have no choice. I'll just do it one more time. Yay, I'll get you 100 servings of raw meat later, Yuta. And then he pulls it back with his teeth again. As expected, I saw it right. The name that can be seen only when the bow is drawn. He who used the bow with much stronger power, the one and true owner of the bow, Rowley's. That is such a good ending. That was a really good chapter. From the little scene at the start all the way through to here, there's just this, like, I guess especially with it being titled Caution, something about the art, the colors used just feels so, like, impending doom. It feels so, like, nerve-wracking. Like there's some, like, darkness to what's going on. Like everything felt so heavy here, and it was really good. Like it just felt like weirdly weighty. But either way, yeah, with that aside, let's read the afterword for this one. Okay, this chapter's afterword. Thumbnails Kubera standing over someone. Sorry for posting late, I overslept. I reread it, but I didn't catch all the typos, but they're fixed now. And then we have the power level of this group in order is Asha over Ron equals Lee's over Yuta. Has been proven again. Yuta loses to all of them, not because of his strength, but because of his personality. What does this have to do with this chapter? We have Yuta caught by Ron sneaking around. Yeah. Still. And then we have Teo. While Lise was visiting the Magic Guild and the Temple of Earth, Teo had been busy renovating the Temple of Chaos. However, I left all that out until now. And then the neutral bow correct usage. Yuta held it with both hands. Ron thought he should hold it that way too. Alright. Starting episode 22 with another really nice shot. Again, all of the colors are just so good looking. And this time we have Lee's in bed. And we go into the title splash, Caution Part 2. It's all blank. Walking on, and I still can't see the end. It feels somewhat empty. We have her future self. Hello, do you know where this place is? Is she defeated once again? Pardon? Even after all those trials she had gone through, she still hasn't learned anything. Okay, maybe it isn't her future self. Poor thing. Excuse me, I have no idea what you're talking about. I personally have no feelings left, or anything like that. But just to watch, she's too pitiful. We see somebody being grabbed by the throat. Oh, and it's Asha over Lee's. Was it a dream? But wait, Asha, what's happening here? No, she isn't moving at all. Was Asha this strong? She tears up. I guess I have no other choice, and activates the bracelet, pushing her off and against the wall. Asha, I'm sorry. There was no other way than that to turn on the bracelet to get you off. There was no other way than to turn on the bracelet to get you off. Are you all right? Oh my, the wall. You don't need to apologize for that. I'm sorry, I must have still been asleep. And she got dressed before going to do that. Hotias Veens. And she fixes it. Get dressed and come outside. Looks like Ron has already left with the bow, so hustle if you don't want to lose the bet. So this explains everything. The reason why Asha always sleeps alone. It's that spooky somnambulism that made her want to sleep alone. She laughs it off. And her laughter fades as she realizes how hard she'd been choked. It was somnambulism, right? We see more of the city. And Asha reflecting. We have a huge boom as the bow was fired again. And we see this shot like before. So, your memory won't seem to come back at all, right? Your name as well? No, not yet at least. How strange. You're not a half, nor a magician, yet you were left in the woods all by yourself. Yes, I'm also frustrated. All I remember is that I was attacked by surprise. By the way, what is this lake? I saw a Beware of Fall sign on its path. Oh, it literally means Beware of Fall. It's a lake with no bottom, as the water's actually floating. If you fall in, you'll fall 9,050 meters. I'm afraid nobody can even find your body if you fall from here. There were guardrails alongside in the past, but they would get corroded very fast, so we only put up the guardrails on days the temple is open. I see. I'll fall from 90,050 meters above. If I pushed from here, even the strongest human would not survive. Or if pushed off from here, even the strongest human would not survive. A much more simple and safe way to kill. Also, it's not as much a sense of guilt on me. And he stops. Sense of guilt? For what? Is there any reason for me to feel such a thing? All we had was small talk, and that's it. That woman is just one of the numberless human beings. And I think he's thinking about his own family. It's no more than a banal story. Nothing special. In comparison to Shakuntala, that woman is nothing to me. And yeah, it's because he heard her story. And really not only heard it, but he resonates so much with her story that I guess that's why he's still just lurking. He's like, why should I, Anastika Shura, care about killing one single human? But I think that he can't bring himself to do it. And he's trying to psych himself up here. Like, okay, compared to Shakuntala, she doesn't mean anything. He's trying to psych himself up to do it because he thinks he has to do it to try to get back to his daughter. Or to save or help his daughter. And it's like, he's having trouble because he's not just thinking of her as some human. He's thinking, like he said here, of her story. Because it was something that really reminds him of himself. Okay, that was really, really good again. Two very, very good chapters back to back. They were both quite short too, but I'm already a day behind, and I have like a ton of other videos to do on top of this. So it might work out that the video might be on the shorter side. That might actually be a good thing for me. The afterword for this one says, if this episode seems short, it's not a mistake. I was too busy. The reason Asha's attack stat on her trading card from the books is unknown will come out, I think. And then we have the bow whirlwind. The whirlwind shape has changed. I think a certain someone promised it'd be okay if they knew more about the attack range now. And then for Teo and Gandharva, the path can be walked on only because of the water next to it. If you saw 9,050 meters of nothing below you, you would dread the fall. Gandharva looks so small here. And then 2012's just about over. Please give Kubera a lot of love in 2013 too. Wild, wild that was written over a decade ago. Which in the grand scheme of things, I guess, like compared to other things that you read, isn't really that long. But still, for this, it's pretty crazy. Finishing out this week with Season 2, Episode 23. We're starting with Yuta in his Not really full transformed form, but he has at least his wings out here with Ron. And then, I'm fine. He's asking, are you okay? What happened just now? What was that? It was different from and then yesterday. As the arrow was being shot, a twister formed along the path it flew. But today, the arrow disappeared right away as it was shot, and a whirlwind showed up in a close distance. Moreover, its scale was much smaller than the one before. How come? Maybe you did something different this time? I'm not sure. I don't even remember how I did it both today and yesterday. So he doesn't remember. And this is the reason why most magicians are irresolute to becoming sponsors. And then, surely, there seems to be no chance for Ron Siraffe to have done this. Also, I've been rereading some stuff, and I just remembered that Pale was Pale Siraffe from Lisa's village. Which seems weird, because they didn't seem super important, yet Ron's family seems important. At least this blow today is within my range of repairing by using magic. If there are disasters for 2 days in a row, even I could have some struggle maintaining the sponsorship. What is this? That sounds too harsh. Why would he say it like that when he could just repair it? It's not like Yuta had any intentions of doing this. She seems to be in a bad mood today. What's up with her? And then the translator went from he to her on this. Then, Caution Part 3. I was thinking to myself, I was like, he already knows at this point. But I think it was just a translation issue. There's so much yellow there, I was trying to look to see if there was a hidden Currygom. I've probably already missed some. I feel like I always probably miss a bunch. And then, she didn't look too happy when she left. Did you say anything that would make her feel bad? Not really. We just played card games. Maybe me winning made her a little upset. Well, are you sure you didn't try to act like a fortune teller by putting some kind of meanings into the cards? Act like a fortune teller. My fortune telling is actually pretty accurate. Speaking of which, how about you playing one now? He pulls the cards out. Gosh, I've been telling you over and over, but quit doing that. Everyone feels unpleasant about it. You seeing death itself is already very much disturbing, and you never say anything nice. What's so great about knowing something good? Knowing bad things at least leads you to brace yourself. Whatever. When are you going back to Rindhollow? Jeez. You aren't planning on staying here longer, right? Jeez. Claude just getting absolutely killed here. Why can't I? Don't you remember how much I've donated? Donations have nothing to do with this. You're a priest who has your own temple to look after. There are already more than 10 official letters asking me for your return. Seriously? That's weird. I doubt that the temple would be waiting for my return. Aren't all the letters sent by Lila? Who cares if they're all from Lila or someone else? The point is that you're a priest, yet you're just roaming around like this. Let me ask you, do you have any kind of sense of responsibility as a magician? Can siblings be this different? Aren't you ashamed to face Heidi? So is he Heidi's sibling then? How suffocating. That's why I told them I didn't want to become a priest from the very beginning. Alright, let's make a deal. Nothing else is needed, if only you show me the spear and the armor. Then I'll leave right away. Claude, how many times have I said this to you? Showing you those items is not a simple matter as it may seem. Not as simple a matter as it may seem, maybe. All the latching devices will have to be unlocked in order to show those items. Then the security issues will be... Are you listening? He picks up a card. Well, it looks like you need to keep tabs on the security of your city before you worry about the items. I'm going outside to look around. Then, outside? Why out of no... Wait, Claude, clean up the cards before you go out. And we see Madman, Gnostica, and Immortal were all drawn. And now, follow me and watch your steps. Both of them are probably dead already. After all, the Shura Realm's not such a place to withstand for 15 years, even for my father who's a half, and especially for my mother who's a quarter. But somehow, I still want to believe that they're alive somewhere, even though I'm sure it'll just end up being a false hope. By the way, Gintarva, and we see this flash. I think you and I are quite alike. In a way, that we're both egocentric kings who could shed blood of all others for our petty desires. You try to look noble, but after all, you're just like me, huh? And he's struggling. By the way, there's a reason for this lake to be called the Lake of Reflection. It's not a short distance to go across, so let me tell you a story. This is the Temple of Kali, the goddess of chaos. According to the legends, Kali had a discerning eye that sees the true nature of creation. Insight. It's not only Kali, but numerous gods had the ability of insight as well. Well, it's true that Vishnu and Kali had more exceptional insight than the others, thinks Gandharva. Perhaps that could be the reason that the water of this lake reflects the true nature of the subject. And he looks shocked and looks back down. But it looks the same. Of course, it does not reflect all the time. Plus, you cannot see the true reflection of yourself. Even if you're lucky enough to get reflected, you need someone else to look at the reflection for you. Still, it's quite an attraction of the temple. We get crowds of visitors during the temple's opening period. Wait. If you're interested, do you want me to look at... And then he stops her. To be continued. The tension for these past 3 chapters has been like expert level written. Like, oh my god, this has been so good. Like, again, just it being titled Caution, the color grading, the use of the different like black and white borders around the panels. It is like the way that we've gone from character to character, and just not just what happened, but how they wrote the character saying it, how they portrayed the visuals of it, from Lee's with the marks on her neck and like the stuff that she said, to the Yuta and Ron stuff, to the stuff we got with the cards and Claude, and like worry about your own city because something bad is seemingly going to happen. And I would think, so are the cards, it would be easy to make you think that they were meant to refer to Gandharva, or maybe each of the 3 refers to somebody else. It would be easy to think they were meant to refer to Gandharva, but there's always the chance that it could be somebody else because we know that Marina's coming, we know that other Shura are going to be involved. So, yeah, this is exciting. This is really, really like expertly written stuff. Like, I'm amazed by how good these 3 chapters were. Let me go read this blog post, though. Not blog post, but afterward. You get what I mean. I'm probably going to still keep calling them blog posts. Hold on. We have afterward. Yuta and Ron. Long time no see, Yuta's wings. Whenever I draw them, I think feathered wings are 3 times easier to draw. And then, this webtoon's released about 10 a.m. every Tuesday morning, but my blog posts have an earlier stamp of Monday night at 11:30 p.m., because I schedule them to post privately at that time. Once the webtoon's uploaded and updated, I switch it to a public post. I think that Currygom has said things like that before in some of the older afterwards. And sorry for being late, deadline was 6 p.m. Monday, but I was too busy typesetting at the last minute and lost track of time. We have Asha teleporting to Ron. Asha clearly told Lise to quickly change and come out. Willarv's, Lisa's common sense of existence.jpg, and then Claude and Sierra. Some have commented that the difference in age between Irie and Claude from their blog profiles is strange. It's not strange then, their ages are correct. It'll be mentioned later in the story. And then I guess maybe, like, if they're both not fully human, like if they're both a quarter and had a half parent, then since halves live so long, they could definitely have been had as kids like way far apart. And then this episode's cards are different from the ones that I originally uploaded in the webtoon. The images are the same, but the words underneath are different. Burning Jester, Above the Planet, and Immortal are the 3 cards. I guess Above the Planet is Gnostica. And Burning Jester, that, like, Madman Burning Jester, honestly sounds more like something happening with Agni. Then, after the cards were first introduced in episode 2, or season 2, episode 20, many readers said they can't read the words, and some argued that I'm showing off my English skills. Everyone, I suck at English, so there's no way I'd boast about it. So I changed the Burning Jester to simply Madman, and Above the Planets to simply Gnostica. It's very straightforward. It's straightforward, but all the different meanings contained in the cards have completely disappeared. Okay. Then Gandharva's normal reflection. Gandharva appeared a lot, but hardly spoke any lines. He did have a few thoughts, though. Yeah, that's kind of how he's been for a while now, actually, now that I think about it. The last scene has slightly different composition from my first attempt at drawing it. Sometimes I wholly devote myself to the story, so I often mistake a character's height and make a story that's impossible considering the character's height, and I end up in a situation where I need to redraw the entire story. This episode had that exact situation. I drew it at an angle that needed Gandharva to be much bigger than before, and I realized later that this isn't going to work. I really am an idiot. Alright, so with all that aside, incredible set of 3 chapters, I'm going to end it all here. That sounded weird wording from me on that one. If you didn't like the video, comment. I'm gonna end it all, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you'd like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. But if you'd like to help support the channel and also get, help me keep making videos, but also get your name at the end of every video, get One Piece videos a little bit early, you can hit join down below to become a channel member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you so much to Chosen Regular Evan Hawley, to Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, JA, the D-Ban, and Irony. To Cherryton students David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, to Slayer candidates SG and Stan Cedar, and to Pure Element Pate Ardialo. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.